I got my Tonic Craft Kit number 26 just a few days ago, so I'm going to have a quick run through all the stuff that's inside the box first of all, and then we'll get on to making some cards. So, when I open the folder, the first thing I know lots of people love is this little sticker. So it's making spirits bright, and well, you can use it anywhere, but I know lots of people sort of put that on their folder and then that reminds them what's inside. So that's it for a start, and that also suggests that it's a Christmas one, and the colours are sort of blues and silvers and whatnot. So let's open up. So there are 2 packets of dies and 1 packet of stamps. So there's 2 large stamps. You can see it here, probably see it better. Yep. So there's 2 large snowflake stamps. Jingle All the Way, Winter Wishes, Joy to the World, and a really lovely flourish. And in the die set there is die to match, actually 2 snowflake dies that fit around these stamped images of the snowflakes, and then the Joy to the World and the Warm Winter Wishes, sorry, these 2 both have dies that cut out these sentiments as well. So that's a really nice addition this time. And as you can see, there are some little banner dies. So there's 1 outline and 2 different inserts for the banner. And then the other dies are baubles. So there's an outer edge die for both of them. This is a sort of teardrop bauble shape effect. An outer die, and then an inner die. Actually there's 3 there, I think. Yep. And a pattern die. 3 different pattern dies. This one's got an edge to it as well. So, and some here similar, except these are circular. And then you'll notice this time there's a semicircular one, and then this long shape here. And these can be used to make a slit in the front part of the card that the bauble will fit down into, and I'll probably show you that later on a little card. But these are really lovely dies and stamps this time. And I'll set that aside and show you the really beautiful papers and card that come with it too. There we are. That's a pearlized kind of, with a little pattern on. I hope that camera picks that up. It's really, really nice. It's quite a deep shade, so you can sort of vary from the deeps right through to the light there. And that's a... There you are. And a pearlized, really nice bluey grey shade. Linen effect, nice blue one. Oh, that really nice. So it's kind of a grey craft with a silver stripe. And of course, who doesn't love glitter? Look at that. Lovely shiny. And then this really nice embossed, that's one of the specialty papers. So there we are. That's all the lovely papers to use. I'll just leave those there actually so that we can have a look at the other nice things that go along with them. There's also a list, so you'll be able to check off everything's there. And twine, baker's twine, that will look really nice with these baubles, because it can be used to put a bow or something at the top, although there's lots of other uses you could put that to. Yeah, my favourite glue, so lots of that. That's a 120, let's see, I'm sure it says on there somewhere. Yep, 120 mils of the really good craft tacky glue from Tonic, and it's got a really, really fine nozzle. So I think all you need to do is just remove the little sticky pad in here and get cracking. You've got a really, really fine nozzle, which will work really well on all of these intricate pieces of the die cuts as well. Oh, see, I just love turquoise, so anything that's turquoise for a start just really appeals to me, and then if it sparkles, well, that's an extra bonus. So look at that. Really, really lovely aqua turquoise kind of sequins. They're called Aqua Aurora. There you are. And this is a little mica mist in a grey sort of shade. Really nice as well. A very fine mister on the end of it there. and we'll put that to good use as well. So these shades all work really well together. And a little glimmer paste, oh yes, and that's got a sparkle in it as well, so really, really nice. You can use that with stencils, or you can use it with a palette knife, or even on top of some of these embossed kinds of papers. It looks really, really well. And what's this? A little crystal drop. Oh yes, a nice bluey grey. Again, that's like a Wedgwood kind of shade. And stone drops. So the stone drops, so you can differentiate between them. They come in a different shaped bottle. The stone drops have a more textured feel to them, and I'll be definitely using plenty of those. So as a little extra in this as well, we've got a lovely little pair of 5-inch, that's 12.5 centimeters, titanium needlework and detail craft scissors. Little push grip handles, really good. What's not to love? All of that together. Lots of lovely crafty goodiness, so we'll get started making something. And now to make the card. For the actual card base itself, I've used one of these new 6x6 bright white card blanks and envelopes that Craft Perfect from Tonic Studios. These are fairly new, so they come in different sizes and they're really sturdy. It's 300 GSM, so it's really, really strong, good quality card. So what I've done is use the blue linen card that comes in the kit, and I have cut it to 14.5 centimeters square. Put it on the front of the card. I've used this Craft Perfect glue just to stick it onto the card, and then this die that's in this set, see from the round bauble, there's the outer shape, and then there's this inner circle. So I have, after I've put the blue card on, then I have put this in the centre and die cut it with my tangerine, and that has cut through the two pieces. So I've gone next to this lovely, every time I look at that, I can't actually see the pattern very well on the camera, but it's got the most beautiful pattern. It's like, do you know the way frost would be on the windscreen of a car in the winter? It's that kind of a pattern. It's really lovely. So again, I have cut this 14.5 centimeters this way, and I've gone 16.5 this way, and on the 16.5 length I have scored that at 1 centimeter at either side, and then I have scored and folded that in the centre. So when I open the card, I can line up the centre here, and this bit will fold in and attach here, but on this side I just made a little mark. I've gone ahead and done that, just a little mark either side of where the aperture is in the card, and I've nicked that in to where this fold line is, and I'm just going to cut that off. And the easiest way to keep that nice and tidy is just with a craft knife and cut it down where that fold is, nice and straight. There we are, and out to there. So that's leaving you this piece, and it's got some missing in the centre, but that's so that it doesn't show through the aperture in the card. So now what I'm going to do is just reinforce those score lines with my folder, my bone folder, here and here, and then I'm going to use the Craft Perfect glue on this one first of all. So that's the piece that's going to go on the side with no aperture, and again just line that up and centre it down the fold there and keep it sort of equal distance top and bottom there, and fold that back and press that down, and that will keep that nice and straight. And once that's glued in place, then you can lift this piece up, and you want to put glue on these two tabs here and here, and do the same then. Fold those in and hold them in place, and just for a minute or two, not even a minute or two, just a short time, hold those in place to keep the glue down. Now when you fold that up, press it down again just to be sure that it folds nice and flat from the outside as well. And you've now got a card which looks like this. So it's got a dimensional piece in the centre. Now, what I'm going to do next is I've actually taken the nice craft card that comes in the set, and I have used another die set, which is actually the only thing that I've used that's not in the kit. It's this one here, and it's this stitched dot square layering die set, and that is number 2380E. And I've used the two outside dies of that together. So I've cut one, and then I've used the next one on the inside of that, and that has then left me a nice little frame, and there it is. So it has also left me with the inside piece, which I can use somewhere else on a different card. So this piece now, I'm just going to use the Craft Perfect glue with that nice fine nozzle around the outside of that. And just pop that into place around the outside to be a kind of frame or a border as such around the outside of the card. There we are. Now, next thing I have done is taken this die from the set. Just put it on here. This die on the same card that I've used on the inside there. Just hold that in place a bit better. Yep. So this one, and then I have taken the next circle die and I've used the two together, and they have given me this lovely outline shape for the bauble, and I'm going to now stick that around the outside of the aperture with this tacky glue again. And I just want to be sure that I get that nice and straight. Yeah. Okay, now the piece that came out of the centre is this nice circle here. So a light coming through that window. Just give me a second and I shall try to fix that. Slightly better, yep. It's very, very sunny outside today. So this is the piece that came out of the centre here, and what I want to do now is attach this to this piece here, and so you know that you don't have glue on anywhere that you don't really want it, instead of putting the glue on the back here, you just add the glue down there and pop that into place. Now that means that it's only attached by half, and when you open the card it's going to sit out the front dimensionally, and give you a lovely shaped card. I'll set that aside for just a moment. I have then used this circle again, this circle die with the really lovely glitter card that the turquoisey kind of one that I liked, and I have taken this little die which has a kind of chevron pattern on it. I've placed it on one half, run it through the die cutting machine, and then taken it out and put the die on the other side and done the same thing again. So now I've got a patterned piece, and that then will fit directly onto the bauble that's on the centre of the card. So we'll just put some glue around there. You can do this before or after you attach it on, but I like to have this on first, and then I know which way I like the diagonal line in the bauble, which goes like so. And really better just to leave that in place for a moment or two before you open the card again, and that makes sure it doesn't pop off. Yeah. Now, next I have taken the little piece. There's lots of little chevron pieces that you can hold on to and use for different things that come out whenever you've die cut this. Actually, see, I just need a little bit of glue in there too. Tiny little drop, and that will hold that down. Okay, so this little chevron, I'm just going to use it up at the top here, and I'll cut off the excess once that's on, and just put that above the bauble, and I want that over the top of the frame and right up to the top of the card this time. So when that's up to there, I will just open the card and cut it off nice and straight at the top. So there we are. So far, so good. Now, in the centre of the bauble, I was just wondering, should I put a sentiment? I could have cut one of the sentiments out, stamped it and cut it out with the die, but I thought I liked the look of this nice snowflake. So the two snowflake dies are in the set, and this is the smaller one. And I'm just going to glue that into the centre. I have cut it with the blue glitter card again because I just thought that matched really well. Pop that in there, and then we shall take just one of the little sequins this time and glue that in the centre. Just pop that in there. And that will take just a minute or two actually. I should just open that because I see where I would like another one. And that would be there. And we'll put the glue in the centre and the sequin on top. Now, next of all, I have gone to the other set of dies in the packet, and I have used the outside, I don't know just where I've set that one at the moment, but the outside die for this banner shape, and then I have used this one, I've cut the outline, and then I have used this one on the inside to create the pattern. And I've done that twice on the glitter card. I have trimmed them slightly, now they will join together and go together on the card, but I've trimmed them slightly so that they fit and don't sit out over the edge of the actual card base. And now I'm just going to glue these onto the card. And I'm going to put that down round about there, just slightly up from the bottom. And that one on there. And that makes a nice pattern just down at the bottom of the card. And there we go. Straighten that up slightly. And that's us so far. And now what I want to do is put some sequins just scattered randomly about the card, so I shall just drop them out onto the glass mat, put a little drop of glue beside me like that. I find this is the easiest way to put the sequins on, and just grab them with tweezers and drop onto the card. So that's turned out a really nice card. I will put some stone drops on, I think, as well, because I like the colour of those. And I'll show you the card in a second or two when I finish. It's going to be really nice when that's opened up, because when you move it you catch all of the glitter and then the sequins as well, so it's nice and sparkly. And if you're anything like me, you like a bit of sparkle. Another bit of glue right there. And there. Now the little stone drops from the set. There we are. So when you open those, first of all, it's a good idea just to check there's no air about inside, so you get bubbles on them, and just drop those on here and there in between, and that kind of looks like snowdrops, I think, anyway. There we go. And that's the finished card. Obviously I can't just open that properly just at the moment because of the drops on it, and I don't want to put my finger in them and have the stuff coming off, but I will photograph that in a second or two. But there we are.